is my first tractor ever with a clutch on it. It's going to take some getting used to. Alright guys, welcome back to the sawmill finally. I'm not doing a video in about a month, a proper video. That last video on the bear wasn't really a proper video. But anyways guys, it's about September 28th, and my last sawmill video we talked about a big announcement coming up at the end of the month. Well, it's kind of two announcements pretty much. The first one being new equipment here at the sawmill. We got a proper farm tractor here for moving logs around. Today we're going to go over the specs of this tractor. And the reason I went with Mahindra, there's a lot of different brands out there, and I looked at a lot of different tractor companies for the past probably 3 or 4 weeks before I decided on getting this Mahindra. So we'll start back here in the rear of the tractor first. It's got its normal 3-point hitch here on the back, nothing fancy, it's just a regular 3-point hitch. It's a category 1 and it's also a category 2 3-point hitch. I think these are interchangeable here on the ends to make it a category 2. I'm not sure yet. I need to refer to my manual about that. It's got a really nice drawbar here on the bottom, and what's really interesting about it, it's not in a fixed position. It's got different adjustments there under that pin. You can also take that out and let it just freewheel back and forth all you want if you're pulling something back here. And another important feature here on this tractor that made me decide to go with it was it's got one spool of controls here on the back, or remotes. And what this is 2 different hydraulics on the back. So if you want to run an implement here on the back of the tractor with hydraulics, you can run them right off this spool. Or if you want to run a grapple on the front end loader, you just run 2 hydraulic hoses back here to the back and you're good to go. If a tractor doesn't have these installed, that's about $2,000 to $3,000 to have this installed on a tractor, if it's able to even have them in the first place. Some tractors can't have them. I went with R4 tires also on this tractor instead of agricultural, and the reason being for that, these R4 tires are a lot easier on the ground, and the agricultural tires are really just made for farm work and general plowing and stuff like that. And the main purpose for this tractor is going to be moving timber back and forth to the sawmill and taking lumber over to the kiln. So the less impact I can have on the ground, the better. And also to note, on both these back tires, they are completely full of ballast, which means weight. What the tractor company does, and every dealer is probably different, but they use antifreeze for the tires to make them heavier. Each one of these tires filled with ballast adds an extra 500 pounds each tire to the ballast of the tractor. So with both these tires full of ballast, that gives me an extra 1,000 pounds of weight on the rear of the tractor, which is really important when you're lifting up big logs. Here's a shot of the front tire on the tractor. This is the R4 tire also, and you can really see the width of these tires. If I had an agricultural set of tires on here, they would be nowhere near this wide. So a lot better ground contact with these R4 tires. Another neat feature about this tractor I really like is this toolbox right here on the bottom. It's totally out of the way. It's mounted to the side frame, and it's big enough to hold some pliers, some channel locks, or some stuff like that, or some hitch pins, and you can also put a lock on it as well. A lot of your newer tractors nowadays don't even have a toolbox on them, and that was kind of standard years ago on most farm tractors. Alright, you have to look over the shaky camera work here. I'm going to try to snake my way around the control center here to show you guys all the different controls. So right here on the right side, you have all the hydraulic hoses coming in for the loader. That's on the right side of the operator's seat. The seat is really good. It's a really nice seat the Mahindra puts on these tractors. The older 4550s and the 4540s have a little bit different seat. And it has some armrest also that comes down here on the side. So it's a really nice seat, and also adjusts back and forth. This lever right here controls the rear hydraulics. So if you ran a grapple on the front of the tractor, you would open and close that grapple with this handle. Right below it, you have the 3-point hitch arms, which lift them and put them back down. And something else I really liked about this tractor is this floor mat on top of the metal. A lot of the newer tractors don't even have this. You just pretty much got your feet on top of the metal all day. So that's a really nice feature, I thought, also. So right here we have the throttle and the brakes right behind it. It has dual brakes if you want to use it for making turns, or also I'll just probably use it flip down most of the time and use it just for one brake. But you can also take this up right here in the middle and use that to help you make turns on the braking. I'm not sure even how that works. I've never done it before, but I sure have read about it. So that's this side of the control area. Of course, up here on the steering column is also a throttle. if you want to use that, but I'll probably just use the foot throttle because it seems to be a lot easier. Walk to the other side of the tractor. I forgot to show something here on the back. This is another really nice feature Mahindra does. They put a rear work light here on the tractor, and this is adjustable up and down. So if you're out here at night and you're hooking up a 3-point hitch implement or something like that's going on at the rear of the tractor, you can turn that light on. So that's a really nice feature also. Around the side that you actually get on the tractor on, of course there's a handle there, you got your footstep right here at the bottom. And there's the clutch. This is my first tractor with a clutch, like I was saying earlier, and this is a whole different animal. Gotta try to get used to that clutch right there. But we'll get there, it just takes some learning. A little bit of seat time and we'll have the hang of it. Got 4-wheel drive here on the bottom. That's really critical in tractors nowadays. I think you need a 4-wheel drive tractor if you're gonna get one, no matter if you got flat grass or not. It's good to have. Here's the power takeoff for the back. Right here in the middle we have our main gears. Here's our high and low. And then this tractor has 4 gears and a reverse. So when you factor in the high and low, it's got 10 gears. 4 high, 4 low, then reverses and high and low. But that's the main controls for the tractor. And something else they did change on this model that they didn't change in the past. As you can see, this little indentation right here sticking out. This used to be the area for the lights, and they actually moved that up to the steering column. And actually also has a horn. Key's got to be in for that though. But it's got all the basic controls a tractor would have. The dash area shows your hours and your RPMs and all that stuff, and your glow plugs and all that stuff. But nothing real fancy about that, just basic tractor controls. But all in all, I'm really happy how it operates. It's just going to take some getting used to driving with that clutch. Now here on the front of the tractor, it comes standard with a brush guard. And the brush guard doesn't do a lot of protection, it looks like. It needs to have a little bit more metal coming through this middle right there. And on Chucky 2009, another channel I watch a lot of, he actually took his brush guard off and put some more metal in there to give some more protection to the front of the tractor. I'll probably do that at some point. Now this right here was a great idea. They put a really nice protector, this little piece of metal, on the front of the axle, so it gives a little bit of protection right there if you was to go through some brush or hit a stump or something. Now this tractor comes standard with this bucket, and the pallet forks do not come standard with it. And these are not Mahindra pallet forks also. These are made by Titan, T-I-T-A-N. And these are rated for 4,000 pounds. This is a nice set of pallet forks, and they're totally adjustable there on the rail. And these pallet forks also have a really nice feature on both sides. This is a step on both sides, or you could use it to tie stuff off with. And I've never seen that on pallet forks before. That's a really nice feature. And like I said, they're rated for about 4,000 pounds, so that's plenty strong enough to lift up logs to take over to the sawmill. The tractor also has the quick disconnect system on it, so you just pull those pins up to change your implements, and you're ready to go. Now, one of the major factors that came into play when buying this tractor, or actually choosing this tractor, was the front end loader. This loader is rated for 2,800 pounds at total height, and I think the breakout force is 5,000 pounds. That's twice the weight that my Bobcat would lift. I mean, that's a lot of power for a tractor on the front end loader. That tractor will lift a big log up off the ground, and if you want to, you can lift it up as high as the loader will go and be just fine. I've talked to some friends of mine who own these tractors, the same model, and they tell me, you know, it's just amazing what these things will lift up. Another good feature about this tractor is it's heavy. You want a good heavy tractor when you're moving logs around, and this tractor weighs in at 8,000 pounds. The tractor weighs 6,000, the loader weighs 1,000, then you have 1,000 pounds in rear ballast in the rear tires, so 8,000 pounds here total for this tractor. And that's extremely important when you're moving timber around to a sawmill. You want a good heavy tractor so it's not going to try to tilt forward on you. So, that's the tractor we're going to be using here at the mill, the Mahindra 4550. We'll take it up to the barn and put it up before it starts raining. And we'll be back here in a few days, probably around the first of the week, and we'll do a shop tour on the new shop up here on the hill and go over that and all the changes we got to do there, because there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work in that barn. So stay with me here, guys. A lot of videos coming up.
Bye.